Oh my God, we just beat a team that's not the Red Wings, like a playoff team from last year. Are we contenders? Now, I don't want to alarm anyone. Is your DeBrincat making too much noise all the time?
I haven't really prepared for this.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Hawks Recap. My name is Clay. Thank you for tuning in. The Blackhawks just completed their 10th game of the season, second straight game against the Columbus Blue Jackets. And unlike the first matchup between these two teams, the Blackhawks this time get the victory! Oh yeah, final score 3-1. Now just a heads up, this video is going to be one of those one-take videos. Usually I reserve those for nights where it's a West Coast late night start time. Well, obviously we don't have any of those this year because it's interdivisional scheduling, and that's really nice. But tonight, Blackhawks game, and then I had a beer league game right afterwards. So it is midnight right now as I start recording, and in the effort of cutting down on editing time and trying to get some sort of sleep before I have to get up and work tomorrow, we're just going to do one take, and I'm sure there's going to be mistakes. Feel free to mention said mistakes down in the comment section below. Don't let me skate free. Let me have it. But anyhow, let's start it off talking about COVID situation. We learned that early in the weekend, early Saturday, that Ryan Carpenter and Nicholas Beaudin got put on the COVID protocol list. So that makes 5 players who are now on said list, and the Blackhawks practice got canceled on Saturday, and there was kind of a question of whether this game was going to be played. We didn't really know. I mean, we've been kind of getting players added to the list, the last couple days, and it's not really a good thing. But Blackhawks had morning skate this morning and pretty much signified that this game would be a go, and it was a go, and good thing it was, because we got treated to a pretty nice result in this one. Now, in place of those guys who got put on the list, we had Reese Johnson making his NHL debut. He looked pretty decent out there. Threw his body around, got a couple hits, got a shot on goal. Certainly could have played worse, that's for sure. I thought he played pretty decently as a fourth line center there. And then Kevin Lankinen getting his 6th start in the last 7 games. Once again, looked really good. And you know what? The greatest thing I'm starting to notice right now is the fact that Pat Foley is starting to make those kind of big save calls, that we used to hear with Corey Crawford. As sad as we were to see kind of Corey Crawford's era end this offseason, and having the question marks that we had at the goaltender position going into this season, like these first 10 games, oh my goodness, we actually might have some sort of answer. Now 10 games is 10 games, and 6 played games for Lankinen. It's a small sample size for sure, but so far so good. I think of the 6 games, I don't think he's allowed more than 2 goals in a game, and when you can do that as a goalie, that's winning hockey right there. You just need your offense to score some goals. We're out a lot of our top players, so that's kind of a little bit of a struggle there. But you couldn't really ask for a whole lot more right now through these first 10 games for what we're seeing with the Blackhawks. Not only at the goalie position, but we're seeing these young guys stepping in and getting their shots and kind of taking advantage of them. Philip Kurashev he got a chance at the first line center tonight, and he looked really good. This was the first time I think he played center this year. He's been playing wing, we had a lot of questions, and there's always a question with the young guys of whether they can make the step to the NHL. Guys will look good in juniors and AHL, but can they make that step? Can they play with the big guys, right? So far, so good. There's a lot of positives happening right now in the season, even though the Blackhawks are 3-4-3. They're not in a playoff spot. They're near the bottom of the division standings, but like, we knew that was going to be the case. It's the things kind of beyond that. You know, the defense is, for the most part, looking better. The goaltending position is looking pretty good so far. Young guys, you know, Ian Mitchell, other guys as well. You know, they're taking advantage of their situations, and everything's turning out pretty well so far. So a lot of excitement, a lot of things, like I mentioned, to be, you know, kind of positive about. Now, this game, we didn't know how the Blue Jackets were going to play. They were on the back end of a back-to-back in the last game, and we somehow didn't beat them. I'm going to throw up a chart here. I know this is a little editing here, but I feel like it's small enough I can do it and get away with and not spend too much time with. But this was the last game, you know, Friday against the Blue Jackets. Like, we played really well in that game. The Blue Jackets were on the back end of a back-to-back. You could tell they were a little bit tired. We had so many chances to win that game. The fact that we lost that game in regulation, we didn't get a point, it was kind of criminal. Korpisalo absolutely stole that game. Elvis was in the net for the Blue Jackets in this game. Lankinen getting, once again, the start for the Blackhawks. And Elvis, you know, made a couple mistakes that cost the Blue Jackets the game. Now, the Blackhawks played pretty good in this one. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say they didn't deserve this win. They certainly did. But the Blue Jackets came out in the first period, you know, with a little bit more juice. It was a little bit better pace. Friday in the first period, there were only 7 shots on goal total for both teams. It was kind of like a little bit of a slog out there. But this game started off, you know, a lot faster pace, especially for the Blue Jackets. And the Blue Jackets were, I would say, the better team in the first period, even though the Blackhawks got on the board first. 3-on-1 opportunity, odd man rush. Janmark, great play to be patient, finds Kane, who kind of gets a stick check, and the puck finds Kurashev on the doorstep, and he just taps it in. Once again, Kurashev taking advantage of his roles so far this season. He's looked really good. Really excited to see this kid grow, you know, for years to come. We saw him in the World Juniors and, you know, international tournaments, and he didn't have necessarily the greatest season in the AHL last year, but like, you know, he's starting to kind of prove why a lot of people have been so high on him. So the Blackhawks take the 1-0 lead in this game. Late in the first period, Blue Jackets were tied up. Calvin DeHaan kind of gets skated by, and just some bad defense, and a second chance effort kind of gets back by Lankinen in there. And so this game is tied at 1 going into the second period. And the Blackhawks, I felt, were the better team in the second and third period. Certainly the second period, Blackhawks had a number of really good looks. Elvis somehow made the saves. Blackhawks power play, even though it was 0 for 2 in this game, I thought looked good at least. You know, they created chances, created opportunities. Sometimes, you know, the puck just doesn't go in. This was just one of those nights. Blackhawks 0 for 2. Blue Jackets were 0 for 2 as well, so penalty kill stood tall for the Blackhawks in this one. And then third period was obviously where the Blackhawks won this game, thanks to Elvis kind of turned the puck over behind his own net. Something that Lankinen's gotten better at. Something that, you know, Delia especially, some of the, you know, Delia and Subban kind of had some struggles playing the puck early in the season. Lankinen really never kind of showed that. He kind of was hesitant to play the puck for the first couple games, but he's slowly gotten better and better and more confident, kind of going out thinking like, okay, I'm not actually going to screw this up and, you know, cost the team the game. But Suter throws the puck on net, you know, after Elvis turns the puck over from behind the own goal line in the corner, bounces off the goalie and in. Actually, there was a goal just like that in my beer league game tonight. I wasn't the one that scored it, but it was funny that there was a similar goal in both. So, you know, I pretty much play in the NHL. Same types of things. And then third goal for the Blackhawks a little bit later on in the third period. Similar turnover. Kurashev gets it to Patrick Kane, and Kane puts it in. Tough angle, but an open net, and he puts it in. Pretty much seals the deal for this one. Now, Kevin Lankinen had to make some saves late because Blue Jackets had a power play late and a couple other chances. But he stood tall, got the victory. Blackhawks win 3-1, and that's pretty nice. All right, I lied. Two-take episode. Speaking of Kevin Lankinen, I forgot to mention in my Friday video, the Blackhawk of the week for this past week is Kevin Lankinen. So congratulations to him for winning this prestigious and historic award. Now the Blackhawks will be finishing up their 4-game homestand with 2 games against the Carolina Hurricanes. Another good test for them, but the Blackhawks seem to be playing with a lot of confidence right now, no matter who's in the lineup, whether it be COVID situations or whatnot, whether it be 7 defensemen, 11 forwards, or 12 forwards and 6 defensemen like it was tonight. So excited to see how the Blackhawks do, if they can continue this kind of momentum and this play that they're playing. A good team game, working hard, creating opportunities for themselves, and pretty solid defense for the most part. Excited to see how they keep on rolling. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Yeah, a little bit different type of video, maybe not as fun or cool as the others, but it's just kind of one of those nights. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. Like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate that as always. But most importantly, stay safe, make good decisions, and I'll see you next time.